welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. I have been away from, not really from YouTube. I've been watching YouTube, not super consistently, but I've been getting a little more back into it and just kind of sporadically over the last few months, but I have not been posting, obviously. And if you follow me on Instagram, I am active on there, but I am not really actively posting on my feed. I post quite a bit on my story, but not really on my feed. And the truth is that I have not touched my planner in like, I don't know, 2 or 3 months, if I'm being totally honest. And it's not necessarily, I don't know, because I still like plan in a way. I use my phone, I make random lists and notes, I use my calendar on my phone, so I still feel like I kind of need that as far as like getting things out, writing them down so I don't forget. But I will say that planning for me, like in my planner, is also very much a hobby. So when I get really busy and overstimulated and things happen, it's, to be completely honest, it's one of the first things to go because I feel that I can, I can be without my planner. I still plan, sort of, but I can use my phone. So, but I have been missing my planner lately. Like I said, it just kind of happened naturally that I just stopped planning and I got busy. My school semester started and it's been kicking my butt a little bit, to be quite honest. It's just been keeping me super busy this semester, and I feel like this kind of happens every semester. I get to a certain point where I stop using my planner as much, but this semester specifically, I just feel very busy. And I am grateful. For that. I'm in a program that I wanted to be in, so I'm incredibly grateful that I'm in the spot that I am in. But my hobbies are dropping off. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I got a Kindle and I loved it. It was at the very tail end of my summer vacation and I was going through books like crazy, at least for me. I'm sure there are people who can read faster than me, but for how little I was reading before, I was going through books like crazy. And then my school semester started. I tried to keep up with it and I have not really been reading as much either. So just my hobbies are kind of, falling to the side, which is totally okay. I feel like that's understandable for anyone. But it is planner season. People are getting their 2026 planners. They're thinking about it and all that. And I want to open my 2026 Sterling ink planner that I got. And I will kind of explain how I got to this choice. And yeah, we'll talk about it a little bit. And to be completely transparent, I have already opened this. So we are unboxing it together, but I have opened it. I got it, I think last week or maybe the tail end of the week before. I can't really remember. And so I couldn't help myself. I really wanted to open it. So I opened it, looked through it, and then I put it back in its original packaging and I haven't touched it since. So we're going to open it again together and I will kind of, again, I'll explain sort of how I got here. So this is the Sterling Ink Pocket Daily Full Year 2026 Daily Planner. It did get it in a tweed because I think that was my only option. And then I got it in white edges. So this stuff I never opened. So this is the stuff that comes with her orders, I think, like her little freebies. I have not opened that stuff. This is the freebie card that I got. I think I've watched 1 or 2 unboxings on YouTube and I think people were getting different ones. So this is the one I got. It's really pretty. And here is the back side, or maybe this is technically the front side, I'm not sure, but it's a 2026 overview calendar. And actually, let me see. It's a pretty good fit for this planner, size-wise. And then these are the other freebies that I think come in every order. This is the November collection freebie, 2025. and this is the card that comes with it. Also really pretty. It says bookshop. I love that. And that's the back side. So this is the planner. And okay, so I want to talk about it a little bit, because if you guys are familiar with my Instagram and with my page in general, you'll know, or my YouTube in general, you'll know that I am in currently the Nolte 1180, and my intention fully was to go back to the Nolte for next year, for 2026, but unfortunately I have found out that they are, I guess, being discontinued or something along those lines. I'm not fully sure. I don't follow them actively like on Instagram or anything, so I missed the original memo about it, and I found out through someone else who had posted about it. So they are not being made, unfortunately. I think it's just the Nolte 1180s. I'm not too sure, but I was pretty sad about that for a while and did not know what to do. And then my mind was kind of all over the place, because I really liked the size, the passport size, and but, okay, this is kind of a lot to not a lot to explain, but my head there's a lot of jumbling around in my head right now, but okay, so then I thought of, obviously, since I liked the size, my first thought was other 2026 or other passport size planners. And I also know that the Nolte 1180, like the single pages for ring planners, those were available for 2026. And I really did consider it, because I love the Nolte 1180 weeklies. That's probably the main reason I love that planner. I'm a big weekly person. That's how I plan typically. But I did not and do not feel ready to go back into ring planning as of now. I'm loving book bound, so that's what I decided to stick to. And I know there are other passport planners out there, but I didn't love the weekly layouts. I know Sterling Ink specifically has passport planners, but I just don't love the weekly the weekly sections, the layout. So I don't know. And then I know Paper Test Designs has a what's it called, pocket size planner that has a very, very almost identical layout, weekly layout, as the Nolte 1180. So that was, like, again, my natural second thought, even though it is pocket size. And that was actually what I ended up doing, or what I was going to do. I was going to get that book. She has it has weeklies and dailies and monthlies, and there's 2 different parts of the year. So it's part 1, which is like the first 6 months, and then part 2, which is the second 6 months. But after the tariffs and everything, all the fees, it was, I don't know, I think it was close to $100, or basically $100 just for that one part of the planner. Because she's in another country, I'm in California, so I understood, but it was just not feasible for me, because both parts aren't even ready yet, which I do understand, but I would have maybe been able to justify it, possibly, maybe, if I was able to buy them both at once, at least, to like save on those shipping costs. But unfortunately, only part 1 is ready, so I couldn't justify spending $200 between, both books for 1 year's worth of a paper planner. I just couldn't do it. So then I started looking at other options, and since I was dabbling with the pocket size, I thought of Sterling Ink again. Sterling Ink, I haven't used one of her planners before, but I've heard really good things. I like her stickers. I like her company as a whole, and she's in, I forget which state, but she's in America, so, the tariffs and stuff wouldn't be, there would be none, I think. I don't fully understand tariffs, but, the cost would be much cheaper, so, but again, the passport, I just didn't feel right about getting one where I didn't love the weekly. And so anyway, I ended up here. Since I was looking at Pocket anyway, I started looking at her Pocket layouts. Again, I didn't love the weeklies. This planner is the daily planner, and it has no weeklies, which, as I said, I am a weekly planner, so I'm a bit nervous about it, but I was excited about it as well to try it out. I have some ideas on how I'm going to kind of bridge that gap of no weeklies, but we'll kind of see how it goes. I am excited to try dailies, like full-on dailies. That's not typically my style, but then again, I've never tried only dailies. I've only ever tried like weeklies and dailies, and for me that felt like a little much unless I was so busy that day I needed kind of like that daily list. So yeah, but I'm excited to try only dailies and see how it goes. I mean, there's monthlies in this obviously too, and I'm going to, I think I've done enough yapping. I'm going to flip through this with you guys. If you hear my dogs in the background, they are now playing in my room right behind me. So yeah, bless you. If you hear that, then that's them. But basically, so this is the, this is the front here. It's like a thicker page, and then it just has like this opening page here. And as far as I know, this daily planner in the pocket size is new for 2026. So I don't know, when I looked, which I don't think that many people had gotten their planners yet, but when I had looked, there wasn't a lot of unboxings of this specific planner out there. So hopefully this will help anyone who's kind of like wanting to see the innards of this planner. So this is the overview here for 2026, January through December. This is just a plain grid spread here. I'm kind of thinking about using this as a like 2026 mood board, vision board, whatever you want to call it, and then having like my yearly goals. So like maybe mood board goals or something like that. This is the yearly tracker. As far as I know, this is like the standard layout of her planners. And I don't fully know what I'm going to use this for. I believe that Novelty has a similar spread to this, but I don't think I've used it at all. So, but I do want to take advantage of the spread for next year. So we'll see what I end up using that for. And this is like another sort of tracker page here, I think, or some sort of different kind of monthly layout. This one has January through June, and then July through December. And then it starts in the monthlies. This does start in December technically, but the dailies don't start until January. So my plan is to not start this until January. But it does have the December monthly, which I will probably update, I think, even though I won't be actively in it yet. But this is what the monthly looks like. It has, again, December through, I think, December of 2026. It is a Monday start, Monday through Sunday. And it has some room here, which I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to do anything with. And yeah, I'm not going to go through every single one of them. So here's December. Oh, actually it goes through January of 2027 for the monthlies. The dailies I don't believe have that. This is the beginning of the dailies. So it does have this every single month. It does have this monthly kind of grid page here, which I do have some ideas for to kind of supplement the no weekly situation. And then it goes straight into the month. So this is dated. It goes into, I guess, January 1st is a Thursday, and it does along the lines here have a timeline of 6 to 8. But basically it's one big, grid page here. And it just goes straight through the entirety of the year. I'm probably not going to flip through the whole year. The spreads look, the same. But I will flip through January just so I could also show you the beginning of February, how that transitions into February. But I am looking forward to using this planner, even though I am a little nervous about the no weeklies. Like I said, I have some plans for that, but I won't really know how it goes until, or how I feel about it really, until I'm actively using the planner and, you know, I'm in the midst of planning, and we'll see if my ideas are going to help and kind of ease me into this, or maybe I'll have to pivot, or maybe I'll just decide that dailies aren't for me and I'll have to completely pivot with my planner in general, which is also an option, you know. But okay, so January 31st, and then it has this big grid spread here, and then it goes into February, which I'm gonna look at the end of February to see if that's how it is for every single month. I have to double check. Again, I briefly, when I opened this, I briefly looked through it and that was it, and I put it away. So, but it does have the, again, February grid here, and then it goes straight into February, and then it goes into all of February. And yeah, so this is the end of February, and it does have this blank grid, and then it does have this grid spread. So I guess it always has the grid spread, and then if it lands on the end of the month, lands on this page, it'll also have this blank grid spread, I guess, or not spread, but page. So, and then that goes into March. Let me look one more time, make sure I'm doing this correctly. Yeah, so it ends here, and then it goes into the grid spread, and then it goes into April. Okay, yeah, so yes, and then yeah, so this month ends on this page, has a blank grid page here, and then the blank grid spread, which you can use for so many different things, but I think I've seen people call this maybe like a monthly overview page or something. I'm not sure, but it could be used for really anything. But it has the 4 here. It is technically part of April. It doesn't have to be part of April if you don't want it to be. It's your choice. But yeah, so, and then it moves into May. So it goes through the entirety of the year. And okay, so here we go. Here's toward the end of December. So it has the blank grid spread here, and then it goes straight into the numbered, well, it's all numbered, but the grid pages at the back. So she does provide some grid pages. I don't remember exactly how many. It's not that much. It starts on 446, and then it goes until, if I can find the end here, it goes until 479. So I don't know, do that math because I'm not about to do it in my head right now, or attempt to do it in my head right now. But there's not too many, but I feel like it's a decent amount, especially since you have a daily for every single day. Like, I'm planning on using these back pages for like my long-term lists. Like I'll probably put like my wish list in here, my cycle tracker, things like that, things that I have in the back of my Nolte right now currently. That's for the entirety of the year. So yeah, and then this is the back here, again with this like thicker page, and that's it. Here's the back detailing. It's in gold, same with the spine. This is how thick it is. Remember, I got the white pages, not that that has anything to do with thickness, but I'm just showing you. Yeah, it is pretty thick. Again, it's the entirety of the year. If anyone has any good suggestions for a clear cover, please let me know, because I know Sterling Ink has pocket clear covers for her planners, but when I looked, she has the like full year, which is like 500 and something pages, and then she has the compact, which is I think like 200 and something pages or something like that. This is kind of in between, so I'm not sure if either one of those will really fit this. So if anyone has any other suggestions, there are a couple shops I know of that sell the pocket clear covers. I think Planner Monkey Co. I think is one of them, or she has some sort of collab with another shop that has one, but I don't know for sure if it'll fit. So if anyone has any recommendations or anything like that, please let me know, because I do want to put a clear cover on this. And unfortunately, I don't think this will fit in a passport size cover. I only have 2 right now, so I guess it's fine. It's not like I have a whole collection of them that I won't be able to use, but it is still sad because I do like the passport TNs, and I have this one as well from, I'm blanking on the name, I'm sorry. I think she actually has a I think it's hand stitched leather something. I can't remember exactly, I'm sorry. But it's a custom from a shop on Instagram, and unfortunately I don't think I'll be able to use, well, actually, honestly, she might fit. I don't know. maybe for something temporary, but I'm not sure I'd want to use it long term for a planner it's not meant for exactly. But yeah, so that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, if you watched, and I hope you're all having a really great October, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.